welcome back to Capitalize. This is episode 51. I'm your host, your fave, Rachel. And today we have someone on the podcast that I've been actually trying to get on for a while, but he couldn't at the time, which we'll talk about. But this is Eli. You may not know him, but I can promise you, you know his brand and his clothing company, No 9 to 5. So, Eli, thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Thank you for having me. I've been wanting to be with you just because you're super professional. Like, remember when I called you, was that 2 days ago?
Yeah.
Like, I can already tell, like, you just sound so locked in.
Yeah.
So it makes me want to, like, up my game.
Oh,
you know
for
what
real?
I'm saying?
Oh,
so,
thank
like,
you.
You're dope. Trust me, you're
Yeah,
dope.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I want to
got
make
you.
sure y'all know, like, I try not to do it in a somewhat messy way. I don't want it to seem unorganized because it does take a lot of, not a lot, but, you know, I have to make sure that Izzy's here, that someone can do the video. I have to make sure that I'm available, that every single person's available. So it's a lot of scheduling, but once someone locks it in, I want to know that it's locked in.
But you were quick, though, because as soon as I, messaged you, you're like, I already got the video. I just paid the videographer.
Well, I didn't pay him. I said I gotta pay him. So I need you can't be flaking and shit.
Bro, don't worry. Got you.
Get you paid.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm
you.
glad you could be on. So, you couldn't be on because you were an athlete.
Yes.
And tell me about that. D1 schools, they don't let athletes have businesses?
Let's take it back.
I'm so excited.
So yeah, so D1 schools, I don't know about D2 or D3, but as of now, they're not letting athletes profit off their name.
Okay.
I think, but they just put in a rule. I think in 2022 or 2023 they can. There was an athlete at UCF. He was a punter. He had a YouTube channel, and it was blowing up. It was huge. And the NCAA, because they're like their company, their corporation, they're all about their money. They told them, you either choose choose football or choose a YouTube channel, because you can't play football and have this YouTube channel because you're making money. And they're saying that because he plays football, that gives him more profit. So he's like, screw y'all, I'm gonna go on YouTube. His name is Destroying. But besides
it's
that,
Destroying?
Destroying. His YouTube name is Destroying.
Okay. Is he still popping?
He's popping I would say even more now.
Oh wow.
But so yeah, like I said, I couldn't do it because of football. I don't want to get in trouble, trying to do everything professional.
Mm-hmm.
But
did you ever?
What?
Did you ever get in trouble?
No, because I keep it professional.
So could they ever come back to you and be like, we knew you had this brand when you were in football. Now you gotta give us some money.
I don't want to say yes or no. I don't want to put it out there like that.
Yeah.
But I just want to talk about my football story real quick.
Yeah, for sure.
So out of high school, I had 0 looks, 0 offers, nothing. But I was super passionate about football. So can we include them in this a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I want to like talk to both of you guys.
Oh, okay, go for it.
Yeah,
that's cool.
So I had 0 offers, 0 looks, but I was super passionate about football. So I'm like, man, I'm trying to walk on. I'm trying to go play some D1. I'm trying to be big. So I came to college to play football, which I am blessed because I was able to do that. But I would say football has been more of a tool in my life. Football hasn't used me. I've used football to get to where I am. Without football, I wouldn't even have the brand or met you or a lot of other stuff. Besides that, I was like, I had 0 looks, 0 offers, trying to make the team. So I was waking up, grinding every day, 5 a.m., running, training. And then I know Lem. You had him on your podcast.
Oh, no way.
It had to be, so it had to be fate because he like DM'd me on Instagram. He followed me and I seen that he had a training facility. And I was like, what is this? Like what the heck? And I was just checking out his page. And then I remember I gave his office a call and they let me know the prices. And at first I was like, this is too expensive. I'm not going to, I'm not going to train here for this much.
Yeah.
I was like, but then my girlfriend told me to just do it and try it out. Yeah. So I tried it out and it was like instant connection.
Wow.
And so I was probably working out with him for like 3 months before my tryout. Before him, I was probably working out for like 2 months. So it was just super vigorous training. And
how many days a week would you go to him?
Shoot, at least 3 to 4.
Okay.
Like minimum 4.
Wow.
But I was also training on my own too,
Yeah.
So fast forward, I had a tryout. They took me through like a series of like just running through bags and running.
This is at
testing.
Sac State.
This is at Sac State, with all the the D1 coaches and everything. And then they liked me, so I got into spring ball, but spring ball was still technically a tryout, but I was with pads. So they liked me and they kept me, so I was like, yes, let's go. That's my goal. Whatever. I made the team, but I didn't play for the first 2 years. Right?
Wow.
I didn't play at all.
So you were a freshman, sophomore year, no play time.
Really, it was, freshman, sophomore year, no playing time. But I was like, I was like, it's cool. This is gonna be a come up story. I'm not gonna worry about it. Whatever. Blah blah blah. And I had the coaching staff that was there at that time. I don't know if you know, we got a new coaching staff last year, but the coaching staff that was there at that time, they were telling me that you're not good enough. You're not gonna play. Just pretty much. I don't know if you want to transfer. Like, we'll help you transfer out. You should go to like a D3 or something like that. So I was like, I'm not gonna lie. I was devastated. I was like, I damn near wanted to cry. I'm pretty sure I did.
Were
cry.
you continuing to work? Like,
Yeah.
work out with Lem or just in general?
Of course. Yeah, of
Okay.
course. I've been with Lem for like at least 3 years now. But I even called Lem. I was like, bro, like, what do I do? I'm thinking to myself, like, this is my dream. And I remember I was walking my dogs and I was like praying to God, and I was like, God, help me out. Like, this can't be true. This can't be it. And then I've seen so many birds, right? I looked up and I seen so many birds, and I was like, I think that's a sign. I think that's a sign.
I think it's a sign.
I think I'll be okay.
Why the birds?
I don't know. I just always felt like birds have been like God in my life. I don't know why. I feel that way. But where am I at?
Birds.
The birds, yeah. So the birds. So then the next day we had like a 6 a.m. workout. I remember we were just training. I'm training with the coach, working out with the coach as well as my other teammates that told me to leave. But then as I'm working out, I'm feeling good and having fun.
Your own teammates told you to leave?
No, not my teammates.
Okay.
I'm working out with the teammates, but the coach, that's there.
Yeah.
Something told me, stay here. Don't go to, because I was going to go to LA. I was thinking about going to LA to go play football out there. I was like, oh, maybe it'll be better for the brand, movements or whatever. But
you already had your brand?
Yeah, I already had the brand. So I was like, I'm going to stay. I think I'll be cool. So I told my parents I'm going to stay. They're like, all right, whatever. And then after that season, we had a horrible season, went like 2-6.
Ooh.
Whole coaching staff got fired.
Ooh.
Whole coaching staff got fired. Like, nobody expected it, really. At least I didn't. And then so they brought in a whole new coaching staff, and I felt good. I felt like they were a right fit.
This was
last year.
Senior year?
Junior year.
Junior year.
So this was last year.
Okay.
Right, the whole new coaching staff. I was able to start on special teams. I was able to get a little bit of playing time as a linebacker, and then we were able to win a conference championship. And it was it's really just been a blessing, the whole thing, just because just the grit and the fight, and to really just not quit when all my circumstances told me to quit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, it's just crazy how a whole new coaching staff, it's all same players that we had from the 2-6 season, can just come in and just change the whole culture and able to get us a ring. But
I have a question.
Yeah.
So do you feel like they saw something in you that the other ones didn't?
Yeah, definitely.
How did you know when they first came in? Like, did they show you any type of, like, did they say anything? Did they?
I wouldn't think they really, not really, but I just feel like my mentality was different. I was just like hungrier, So in practice, I was just going as hard as I can, because I'm still technically at the bottom because I'm a walk-on, I'm not on scholarship or nothing. So I still had to prove myself and fight my way up. But most people might see that as a disadvantage, but to me, it's my advantage because I'm pissed off. I'm trying to get on the field. I'm still acting like I'm trying to make the team because nothing's guaranteed. So like I said, came in, we won, had the best season in Sac State history.
Wow.
And then I was gonna play this year, but I decided not to due to COVID and everything going on. And I'm super passionate about the clothing brand. So I decided to just focus on the clothing brand, and probably made the decision to stop playing football like 2 months ago.
Was that hard for you?
It was super hard. It was super hard, but at the same time, it was like the decision was quick. It was super quick because I've grown so much in like the amount of 2 months. Like I said, I'm starting music now. I feel like music's always around in my family. My dad was a DJ. My mom's always playing music, while cleaning the house. I don't really care about what others think. I've never made a song in my life, probably till like a few months ago. But it's just fun. It's a matter of me just expressing myself. That's all it is. I just like the clothing brand and everything. I just see it as fun. I try not to put too much pressure on myself because if I do, it's not gonna work out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that so much. So, okay. So, question. I do want to take it back to Sac State real quick because the fact that y'all were 2-6, and then a new coaching staff comes in, they change up the whole culture, and you guys win a conference championship.
Yeah.
How did they change the culture? What did they do different that the other coaches didn't that you noticed that made you guys successful?
So the head coach came in. First thing that comes to mind, head coach saying this. He's like, we're not going to talk about winning. He's like, we're going to talk about love. We're going to love each other. We're going to be there for one another, and we're going to be a brotherhood, which is great because once you have a brotherhood, you have people that are going to stand up for each other and have your back no matter what. So that's really all it was, and just matter of working hard. I feel like this new coaching staff, I feel like they knew football a lot more too, as well as that. But besides that, it's really not that complicated. It's not that hard as you think. Even in this ring, you can see it says love in there.
Oh, that's dope.
So that's like you can tell how much that was like our core foundation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So literally love?
Literally love.
You think love is the answer?
I know love is the answer.
Wow.
Yeah, I know love is the answer. Love wins always.
Damn, I love that.
Yeah.
Wow, it's really that simple, huh?
It's really that simple. It's just
Okay.
crazy. I mean, also that, coming down, believing in yourselves, believing in the team, believing,
Yeah.
believing in the
So
culture.
you feel like you've grown, not past it, but grown into something new and new loves that you're trying to pursue.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Exactly.
So I'm super excited. So tell me about how the brand came about.
Yeah.
I feel like you've been doing this since your freshman year of college?
Yeah, so it's been about 3 years now. But it's felt like 5 or 6 years. It's felt like a while. It's really been
Has it been a hustle?
It's been a hustle. It's been a long process. Like just today, I was in Hollister. It's like 2.5 hours away. Made it in 2 hours.
Oh, I thought you meant the store.
What? No,
Hollister.
that's where I'm from. I don't know if you guys heard of it.
Oh, yeah, you
Let
told me.
drink some
We've
water.
all heard of it. We've all heard of Hollister.
So, for example, I drove up, came in. First thing I did was got in town, went to the post office, shipped out orders, had to go to my print shop, took some blank dad hats so I get the new logos on there, and then just stuff like that. So it's just little stuff like that. I mean, it's a lot of work to get my freaking logo on these slides. I have to research. I have to, talk to a sales representative, talk about how many sizes I want, the dimensions of the size. It's just like, for example, for this logo, I got to email a company. I got to say I want it 2.5, 7 inches in width, just stuff like that. I want this placement here. It's a lot more work than you think, and a lot of just upkeep and stuff. But
yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny, when I first started my podcast, it used to be called the Millennial Wave.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Did you change it?
I did. It's
No
called
way.
Capitalized with a K. Yeah, because
Okay.
I feel like the Millennial Wave, a lot of people were like, first of all, I spelled wave with a fucking Y. Wayve. I thought I had a deeper meaning to it, but then I'm
I don't
over
know,
here
I
trying to
liked
be
it.
deep. I liked it too.
I liked it.
Uh-huh. But I'm thinking about the long term, and I'm like, I'm only 50 episodes in. You know what I mean? It's not the biggest podcast out there. It's not. It doesn't have that much attraction, but I know what I want to do with it, and I'm like, the Millennial Wave is great, but I want it to be somewhat self-explanatory in the title. So capitalize is just like capitalizing on opportunity. The Millennial Wave, it's like, what? You know what I mean? So sure, it might be catchy. I don't know. But capitalize, I think it's just like you're capitalizing on opportunity. I know what I want to turn it into. So what I have in my mind is just, and it's smaller, it's shorter, it's simpler. But basically what I was saying, thank you. So I used to give guests T-shirts after every episode, just like a T-shirt, like really regular.
That's smart though.
Yeah.
That's super smart. Put your stuff out there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I contacted some company in SAC, and I remember having to go in, tell them exactly what I wanted, where I wanted it, what colors I wanted, the demand, all that.
It's crazy, right?
So and I'm like,
crazy.
dude, this isn't I don't have a clothing brand, I don't know, just make it look good. That's it.
Exactly.
That's my thing. But so I can understand what you're saying to a small part. But so tell me about how it started.
So, really started out as an idea in my head, just a
What were
line.
you doing?
So I was on the train going back to Sacramento from San Jose,
Okay.
and I was just on binder paper, just trying to pass the time by, and in my head I'm just thinking, no 9 to 5. I don't want to work 9 to 5. Just think of that.
Yeah.
So I drew this little. Remember I showed you that logo? You
I
remember
don't
that
know.
little logo I drew out to you?
Maybe.
You don't remember that?
I'm trying to remember.
Remember we were eating lunch at that one spot?
Yeah. Chandos.
Was it Chandos?
Yeah, it was
You
Chandos.
don't remember though.
I do remember Chandos. They had the stage. Hello.
Oh yeah, you're right. You were trying to go sing karaoke or something, huh?
I just wanted some
I remember
tacos, dude.
But so yeah, it really started as a cheap ass logo, and I was like, I need to make this better. What is this? I didn't really know no Adobe Illustrator, no programs like that. So luckily my mom, she gave me $200 to pay this design company, and they gave me 4 logos to choose from. And then this one that you guys see, this one was in my mind the most professional one. So from there, I was like, I'm just gonna throw on some hats or something, I was like, I'm gonna throw on some hats just for me to wear or whatever. And then probably about a month later, I was like, I'm gonna throw on some T-shirts. Still no intentions of starting a clothing brand. This is just for me. I was like, I'm gonna throw some T-shirts, for the family stuff. Throw on some T-shirts, after I got that, I fell in love with the product that came out, and I was like, I'm gonna make a website. So I think I used I don't remember the name of the platform, but I started a website, and then I was like, I think I could go somewhere with this. So I was really just asking people, hey, do you want to buy a T-shirt from me? You know, this is no 9 to 5, blah blah blah, and they're like, yeah, I'll buy a T-shirt, but they had to pre-order it, so I had to wait till I get like 15 to like 30 orders.
Yeah.
You know, because print shops have a minimum order, and then really from then I've just been grinding on it. I've been hustling on it. But for the ones who don't know, no 9 to 5 apparel is about having a no 9 to 5, not specifically having a no 9 to 5 job, but doing what you love as your career. I don't know if you want to go full time with your podcast stuff. I feel like you're a woman of many talents and many skills. So I feel like you could, branch out and do whatever you want. But for me personally, I don't want to work a 9 to 5. I don't want nobody to be the boss of me or telling me what to do. Like, I want to be my own boss. And the motto is live your passions. Like I said, to do what you love for a living. A lot of days you tell people your dreams, your goals, they're so quick to shut you down no matter what. But it's not really your fault. It's their fault because their dreams never worked. So they think that, your stuff isn't going to work. They're like, oh, I never made it. So why do you think you're going to make it? Just bitter people in the world, So, so that's why like I said, I've just been hustling on it. I mean, I'm trying to make this full time. Like I'm currently working 9 to 5s right now.
Yeah. But you walking in with a no 9 to 5 apparel.
Yeah, I'm working 9 to 5s right now. I have no shame. I'm proud of that because this is like the real hustle.
Yeah,
this is
absolutely.
This is the come up.
Yeah.
But I know eventually in time this is going to be my job. Like I love doing photo shoots and hitting people up. Hey, do you want to model for my brand? And just stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you haven't I'm sure there's days when maybe that fire isn't there, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, sometimes.
But you know what you want to create.
Yeah.
You know what you want to do.
Yeah.
And I totally get it. I actually work a full-time job. I have a business in the Airbnb space, nothing to do with the podcast. In the Airbnb space, it makes a shit ton of money, but I don't take a penny out because I don't want to take any money out of that or pay myself until I'm making 3 times what I'm currently making at my job. Then I'll leave.
Okay.
But I'm at the point where, I'm not ashamed to say that I have a job. You know what I mean? I used to be.
Yeah.
Because I'm over here entrepreneur of the fucking year type shit. I'm a fucking entrepreneur.
Wait, what do you mean
fuck a job.
Wait, what do you mean of the year?
No, I just meant I'm just full of shit.
Okay. A little bit of ego?
Yeah, some ego. You know what I mean? I'm over here thinking I'm this shit.
Because there'll be times all the time I'll have months where I won't get a sale. And I'll be so hard on myself thinking bro, my shit sucks. But I'm being honest. That's how I'll be just so hard on myself. My shit sucks. What am I doing? And then the next week I'll make $300 in one day. Get the momentum back going up. Yeah. So it is a roller coaster, but I just feel that's with anything you do. Yeah. Probably with your videography stuff as well. I already know that. It's just, I just think the ones who are successful and AKA make it are the ones who don't quit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's normal, ups and downs regardless. There's always going to be those failures, but I continue to see you to grow. And that's the great thing. We were just talking about it on another podcast. It's if you're constantly here, sooner or later, it's going to drop. You know what I mean? But if you're constantly growing, even if it's just a little bit, every time you're just getting a little bit bigger and a little bit better. And
yes, a little bit.
That's how it happens.
Yeah.
And then you'll have the big spikes. And then you'll be stagnant, and then you'll have the big spikes, and that's just what it is.
Yeah.
That's literally what it is. That's entrepreneurship. That's life, honestly. So if you're constantly growing, just yourself and your business, it'll always fall into place. And I love your brand. I
appreciate it.
I love what it stands for, and on top of that, I mean, it's not a corny ass thing. It's not corny.
Far from it. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
I like that, and I think it's attractive. So I mean, I wear mine still. You know what I mean?
You got that crop top?
Yeah. I feel like I have one more thing too.
Not that I know of.
I think I do. I'll have to look in my closet.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I mean, I really like that. So okay, tell me about. With the clothing brand, what was one of the hardest things to learn when creating it? Because let's be honest here. Everybody and their mom wants to create a clothing brand.
Facts.
It's one of probably the most popular businesses right now.
It is. I see it all over. I'll go through my Instagram.
Yeah.
How to start a clothing brand, how to do this, YouTube. Yeah. How to start a clothing brand.
Yeah. Do you think that people do it because it's easy? Or how about this? Do you think that people do it because they think it's easy? Or do you think they actually want to create something of their own, and that's the main way that they think they can do it? Do they just not know anything else?
I feel like the ones who stick with it are the ones who really care about it. The ones who, I don't know if you've seen people start clothing brands and then just completely cut it off. Have you seen people like that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like you said, they don't know how hard it is, you know, but it's not really about how hard it is. It's how much you want it, how much you really care about it, how passionate are you about it. So that's what I would say, why people would stick with it or don't stick with it.
Yeah. And that's why you stick with it.
That's why I stick with it. Like I said, it's been 3 years now. It's been a hell of a roller coaster, but I'm trying to see my stuff on like rappers, celebrities, all that. Like,
do you look up to like Damon John?
No.
From Shark Tank?
But I watch Shark Tank all the time.
Okay.
I actually have his book.
Well, I mean, he started with a clothing brand. He was putting it on big ass bouncers. Yeah. At the clubs. He's putting like XXX on bouncers because look at that. Then they're gonna see his T-shirt and it's like a huge ass logo.
See, now I'm
on a big guy.
I'm gonna take that advice now.
See, I mean, you read his book. You said?
I read like probably the first 20 pages.
Jesus, dude.
I know. I'm sorry.
I mean, well,
I'm sorry.
Okay, here's my thing. You said that you don't want to put too much pressure on yourself. Like, for example, when you said you were starting music, you don't want to put too much pressure on yourself because then you're going to kind of put yourself in this headspace where it's like, I have to succeed or I'm a fucking loser.
Exactly.
Right? Is that how you run your, like, clothing brand? Or do you put more pressure on yourself?
With the clothing brand, it's different because I just see it as, I kind of see it as my baby.
Yeah.
You know, because I've started literally from an idea in my head, started from nothing. But it's just, at the end of the day, it's just fun. Like, I feel good when I wear my stuff. I know other people feel good when I wear my stuff, when they wear my stuff, and I know it motivates people. So, like, that's the stuff that keeps me going, is to inspire others. Really, that's what I love to do, is to inspire others and help others out any way I can.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay, so then so who do you look up to within the clothing brand? Like, if there was someone that you could actually say, like, damn, I really appreciate their story and what they've done. Not like, oh, I want to be just like them, but it's more like I appreciate what they've gone through. Yeah. And I understand, I look up to that.
Randall Pitch. Do you know who Randall Pitch is?
I knew you were going to say it. Live Fit, yeah.
Yeah, he's fucking dope.
Yeah, he is.
He's so dope.
He is. I haven't really listened to much of his story, but I understand where he came from and, like, you know, the growth that happened for sure. Yeah, he's out here killing it, dude. That's like one of the biggest brands out here right now.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Like on social media for sure. Yeah, I haven't seen it in stores, but
I don't know why him specifically I like the most. I think it's because like he's just so humble and he has like that skater, you know,
he's
that
relatable.
Skater look too. Exactly.
He's just relatable.
He's from Long Beach too, so he's from some of the tougher parts of Long Beach. But all this stuff too is just, I'm obsessed with like the come up part. So I don't know if you know, but he first had his personal training business, and then he started making T-shirts, and then from there he started giving the T-shirts to his clients, and then that's how he kind of started the clothing brand, and it just exploded. Yeah. So he also had no intentions of starting a clothing brand. Yeah. Because he was passionate about his fitness stuff and training people.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, it's funny how that works, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's how things happen. It just comes from nothing.
At the end of the day, I just think it's about trusting your process and trusting God. I don't know your beliefs or anything, but for me, it's just been, like you said, it's trusting the struggles, trusting the good stuff. But at the end of the day, as long as you're putting in work and like you said, just a little bit, going up a little bit, one step at a time. Yeah. I mean, I think you'll be okay. Like, you can't really get too high and you can't really get too low. You just kind of keep it in the middle, like emotionally wise.
What are some of like the key characteristics you feel as if you had to develop while creating and growing through this brand to make it successful?
I think designing. Okay. Designing's been one of them. Like, I'm constantly trying to think. I don't like reordering stuff. Okay. So I like kind of do it like one and done, unless it really, really sells, then I reorder them. Yeah. So I constantly have to,
reinvent yourself.
Yeah, exactly. That, and then I would say marketing. Okay. I wouldn't call myself like a marketing, like guru. An expert. Yeah. Because I'm really not. I'm really far from it. Yeah. What I do for marketing for the most part is just post it on Instagram, post me wearing it, post someone like you wearing it, and hopefully it just catches attraction. But with the clothing brand too, what I feel like it has developed in me is my people skills. I've always been a people person, but this brand has allowed me to get my message across clearly and thoughtfully. So I would say my communication skills came from that, and that's stuff. That's just about just being self-aware. That's some stuff that I would say you can't really learn from college. It's just you gotta know you gotta be aware of your surroundings. And you gotta notice what you're doing. You gotta know what you're good at, know what you're not good at, and just grow from there.
Yeah. Do you think it helped that you had like a supportive system? Like, for example, you said your mom gave you money to help start.
Yeah, for sure.
You think that they played a big part in that too?
Oh, the biggest part. The biggest
like
part.
How you were raised type shit?
Yeah, both of my parents. Yeah,
Okay.
my mom's like, for example, I just shot a music video. It was like 2 days ago. My mom's like in there dancing.
Aww.
Like, yeah, she's like my best friend pretty much.
Aw, that's
yeah,
awesome.
I love her.
So what would you say to someone that maybe doesn't have like a support system? How would you encourage them to go after what they want, even if they don't have those like rocks in their life?
I would say to just do it regardless. Like it's gonna be tough regardless. It doesn't matter if it's in the beginning or the end. You just gotta, if you really care about it, if you really want to do it and it's in your heart, maybe you haven't started that business yet or started, that whatever, that passion yet. If it's in your heart, it's in your heart for a reason. So I would say to just go for it. People are always gonna hate. They're always gonna have their input. They're always gonna have their negative thoughts. But you gotta just say fuck them and just fucking go for it,
Fuck the haters.
Just go for it. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Dang. So so you have your clothing brand and everything. Now you're still in school.
Still in school.
How hard is it to have a job, a business, and be in school? How do you manage all of that?
I would say it was harder playing football.
And having the business, and going to school, and having a job.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
So now it's kind of like, oh, I got one thing off my plate.
Yeah. So football, it just takes up so much of your time.
Yeah.
So much of your time, and I remember just kind of thinking to myself, like, the more time I spend in football, which I love, I know, like I said, I love it, it's less time away from the brand. So, and it's a lot of work, 6 a.m., 5 a.m. workouts, getting up early, you're sore, we got to work out the day after game day, so it's just like literally 6 days a week, just grinding. So now that I have that off my plate, like a big chunk off my plate, I'm able to put more of my energy and more of my time with this. So now that football's done with, I'm like, this shit's easy. Because I feel like I've put in the work ethic towards other things, and now I could do what I really, really love.
Yeah, 100%. I like that.
Thank you.
Okay, so you feel as if now you believe you're going to grow more because you don't have that other thing in your life.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have more time to put into that. So literally, is it just like work, school, business? Like a 9 to 5 and then 5 to 9 type vibe? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you. I mean, pretty much, there's those late nights all the time, and I'm actually a night owl, so I love staying up late.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, like 3 and 4 in the morning, just making videos like that, So I shoot videos too.
Oh, really?
So if you want to collab, bro, let me know. But, it's just, I love staying up late, grinding. I feel like my most inspiration is at night. How about you? Do you feel like?
Actually, I was a big night owl for sure. I actually was the worst at waking up early.
Oh,
I
really?
would be late to anything that was like
no.
in the morning. Almost always. I would miss things. Flights.
What? You missing flights?
Meetings. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Work. A lot of shit. Like, I was so bad, and it was the worst for me. But I think my inspiration, it's not a night or a day thing. I think it's more like an experience thing. Like, if something has to happen, I have to see something, I have to feel something. A life experience or just like an act has to happen in my life to make. It's very hard for me. I realized one thing I've done is a lot of things. Like, I've always done a lot of shit because I never knew what I wanted to do. Okay. So I would always try new things. I would always be open. I still am to opportunities, and I used to be really open to different jobs and things like that. And then when I started to realize, who am I? What do I want? What are my passions? I really have to be 100% passionate about something
to do it.
Because if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? Like, the podcast was something that started as a hobby because I know I like to talk to people. I know I like to learn from people. I love personal development. I love hearing about success stories. I'm very curious. I feel like I'm good at asking questions because I genuinely want to know the answer. So it just started as a hobby. And sooner or later, I do want to turn it into a business. So that's why I'm saying I'm thinking long term. But that's not going to pay my bills right now. And I know that for a fact. So I'm like, what can that I can also, like, be passionate about.
Does that hurt you a little bit?
What?
Where you feel like you can't really pay your bills with the podcasting right now?
No, because I know there's other things. And you know what? I feel as if I could go all in on this and build something from it, but I'm using a different business that is less startup. I don't want to say easier, but easier.
Okay.
If you see what I'm saying, like easier to make money.
Okay.
That produces a lot, and it is difficult. It's hard as hell, for sure. And there's a lot of like liability to it, but that is the most like reward. So I take that money and I invest it into other things, and then from there, like I have a whole plan in my head of what I want, and I'm not mad that I'm not making money from this. I could give a fuck because I enjoy it.
Because it's fun.
And I'm not going to stop. And that's what I think the best intention was, that I didn't start this to make money. I didn't start this to create a career out of it.
Yeah.
If I do, great. But either way, I know what I want to do with it, and I'm confident that I will.
Okay.
Because it's up to me.
Okay. I have 2 questions for you.
Yeah.
The first is, where does your motivation come from?
Motivation, I would say just not growing up with the things that I wanted. I'm not that I didn't come up from nothing. I just didn't, like, growing up, I would always ask, like, myself, like, why aren't we rich? Like, why don't we live in the big house? Why don't we drive the nice cars? Why don't I get everything I want? Like, not like I was a brat, but more like in my head, like, why can't I have these things? Why don't I know anyone successful in my life that has accomplished the things that I want to accomplish? Growing up, I knew I always wanted to make a lot of money and make a big impact, be known by a lot of people. That's just me. I used to think I wanted to be an actress, legit, because that's all I thought would make you successful. I didn't know anything about business. When I thought about business, I thought about Bill Gates. And I don't want to be like, I mean, when I look at Bill Gates, I'm looking at him, right? I'm like, I don't want to be that guy. Like, oh, technology, like what? No, you know, because that's not something I was passionate about. I'm not interested in, like, you know, all the intricate IT details. But I knew what I wanted, the basics, right? And I want to take care of my family. So there's people in my life that my motivation comes from, and people that I want to take care of. And I have to remind myself, you know, like, my parents are still working. They want certain things. They don't like what they do. How can I continue to do what I enjoy and take care of them along the way? You know what I mean? So that's part of the motivation, but it's also just because at the end of the day, there's certain, like, seasons in our life where we have to be selfish, and if we aren't, we're going to be the ones that get affected. We're going to be the ones that end up getting the short end of the stick because we're so worried about other people. You have to feed yourself before you can feed others, period. Like, you know what I mean? And if you happen to help, like, people on the way up, great. But if some of those don't want to come with you, or, like, you know, they're going to make their own decisions, it's only up to you to create that success. You know what I mean? And that's why I do what I do, because I enjoy it, number one, and I also know it's going to create the life that I want.
Have your parents been a big support system?
Depending on the business venture, yeah.
Really? Or are they like, oh, it's another one of
well, okay, so
hobbies? Or...
my parents have always believed in me, but like when I first got introduced to, like, the business world, I wasn't doing the podcast. I wasn't, like, with my current business. I was, like, basically in sales, and it was successful, but it was also like, are you rich yet type shit. You know what I mean? I was successful with it. I made money with it. I got a lot done with it. I learned a lot from it. But my parents were also like, dude, like, you're not gonna. My parents were like, they pissed me the fuck off. Like, for real. Yeah, I was like, fuck y'all, you know? Like, I'm gonna go do it anyway, regardless. And but I knew I had skills that I could use in anything and still be successful. I just knew it. Like, I gained skills that would help me in anything, and that has reflected to now. And now, you know, I'm making a lot more money, not doing what I was doing before, but, like, just my job, my business, like, I'm just growing and, like, constantly trying to get better. And for that reason, you know, my parents are proud of me. They're happy. You know, I took them on vacation. Like,
see, that's what I'm trying to do. Like,
see,
you know,
and that's the beginning. It's steps. Like, next thing is retiring them. Next thing is buying them a car. Like, making sure that they never have to work again. That they can do all the things that they enjoy and not have to worry about anything. So, I mean, that's just part of it. But I want to enjoy those things and take care of those people because they matter. But it's not about me. It's about you. Where does your motivation come from?
Honestly, I just feel like it's just in me. I really can't explain where it comes from. I don't think there's a direct source.
Do you feel like you have a why? Like, why you do the things you do?
I'm trying, like you said, I'm trying to better myself. Like, I'm trying to have, like you said, small house. My mom comes from low-income apartments, you know. My dad wasn't always there for me when I was younger. It was just kind of just me and my mom, but my dad is there now, so I'm grateful. I just wake up and just do it. Like, I just feel like we're all going to die sooner or later, we're all going to die. So, like, you might as well just go out and fucking get it. Besides, don't worry about what other people say. Like, I love when people tell me I can't do something, so I'm like, all right, bet. You know, it's just more fuel to the fire. So it's just kind of just like, I just try not to think about it too much. It's kind of just more action. Cause,
just brush off your shoulders.
Yeah, a lot of people talk. You know how many times I heard people say, like, oh, I'm going to start a clothing brand, or I'm going to start doing this, and then never really do it. And that's what pisses me off the most.
Yeah.
When people say, like, all right, I'm going to start, or I'm going to do this, and then months go by. Like, they'll keep saying that I'm going to do it. So I'm like, all right, okay,
just
bro.
excuses.
Yeah, like, if you need any help in anything, let me know. Like, I'll give you any advice I can to the best of my ability. You know, I might not know everything, but I'm going to help you out any way I can because I want to see everybody eat too.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see you grow.
Thank you.
I know you're going to kill it regardless. You know what I mean?
To.
I know no matter what you do, like, you've already proved to you don't need to prove anything. But you've shown to me, I'm sure to Izzy, to anyone who's watching this, to anyone that even knows you, that you're going to create success no matter what you do because of your resilience and your tenacity, period.
I still feel like I haven't done shit, to be honest. Like,
no, you should be extremely proud of yourself for how far you've come, even in something like football.
I feel it.
In a clothing brand. Like, I don't know anyone that's, like, from the time that I was, like, what year did you graduate high school? 15? 16?
16, what was it? 15 or 16.
Jesus, all right.
16.
Okay.
16.
Anyway, from the time that, like, you had graduated, you were doing your clothing brand, and you're still doing it. I don't know anyone in SAC that's doing that.
Yeah, I feel it.
There might be people.
Yeah.
But I don't know anyone.
Yeah. See, but I think what fucks me up is because I'll compare myself to, like, a bigger clothing brand or something like that, and I'll be like, damn, they're blowing up. Like, why? How come I'm not blowing up? Like, my shit's hard, you know? And stuff like that. But I do try to, you know, get rid of that.
Absolutely. But, you should, because, I mean, it's normal. It's natural. Yeah. But you just have to get that out of your head. Yeah. You know, I do the same thing, too, so I get it. But, okay, last question. I always ask every guest this question. Obviously, you're doing really well with your clothing brand. I don't know if you have any, like, team members on board or whatever the case may be. But if there's any opportunities, like, the reason why we even created this podcast was to be able to give value to people like me and you that know that they want more, they just don't know what it is, or they don't know what passion that may be, and they're always looking for like that person to look up to. So I want to know if there's like any opportunities for you to possibly like work with new people, mentor individuals, like people to learn from you, reach out to you, like how can they get a hold of you, and what do you have going on?
I would say DM me on Instagram. I was gonna say if you guys can put the handles down below.
Got you.
But at least for my business one, it's at No9to5 Apparel, No9TO 5 Apparel, and then my personal Instagram is BE_45. I think it's T_T. I don't see. I can't even tell you right now.
We'll put it.
You guys will put it. Yeah. But I would say for anybody who doesn't really have a direction or know where they want to go yet, I would say see what you like to do on your free time and see where you gravitate towards. Like, what kind of YouTube videos are you watching? What kind of content are you taking in? I feel like that will help you find out your direction in life. And if you see yourself doing that on a daily basis or on a weekly basis, try to go more towards in that. Don't just work just to work, or just to make money. Don't be comfortable. Like, take risk. You're gonna fail. I failed. It might not work out as you think it might, but your next decision and your next action, it's going to be so much easier. It's going to be so much more planned, because you know what you have to do next.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, guys, you have it. No 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Thank you, West Side. Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning into that podcast episode. Make sure to give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell so you never miss another video with us again. Join the conversation below as well by hitting that comment section and telling us what you liked most. And see you next time. I'm out.